to deep center field. It is high. It is far. It is gone. All rise. Here comes the judge.
See you later! Jose Altuve homers for the second straight game. He the no-hitter for Edinson Marquez. Is it 4? It's gone. J.D. Martinez homers in 4 consecutive plate appearances. Gone, goodbye! He has done it. He has changed the game of the night. Stanton drives it center field deep. Back goes Caesar. Gone! 50! Right side into the shift to his left. Altuve has it in short right. Throws to first. And the Astros are 2017 World Series champions.
Hey everyone, welcome to 1225 Live. I'm Alexa Datt. We got a lot to celebrate on this Thursday. Opening ceremonies for the Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang. We're going to put a baseball spin on those Winter Olympics. By the way, if you could pick any baseball player to participate in one of those Winter Olympics events, which one would you choose? Let us know, and we'll share those answers later on in the show. Plus, Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton are going to be running routes with the newest member of the Yankees. Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson is going to be joining them down at spring training, so that'll be pretty fun. And all of this has CeCe Sabathia making some pretty bold predictions. We'll share those with you today on the show. Russell Wilson is going to be down there with the Yankees, and Richard Justice is going to be joining us today on the show. He's going to tell us the latest on Yu Darvish and the latest offer to the free agent ace, as well as will J.D. Martinez reunite with his former team. We'll talk about all of that and what is the most likely to happen in the world of baseball. We start the show today with Dani Wexman, our social savant. Hey, Dani. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
How's it going?
I know that it's the Winter Olympics, but I feel like spring is in the air. Do you feel that? Do you feel spring is here?
A little bit. I feel like I felt some extra sunshine on my cheek this morning walking around town. But I did feel like when I was seeing some of the pictures from spring training, like an extra, a burst of excitement because of that. And we're going to share some of our favorite spring training photos throughout spring training.
Yes.
We're going to pick one of our favorites every day. And so we're kicking off today with a photo from Peter Botti, and this is honestly probably has Mets fans super excited and also a little curious as to what's going on. Yeah. Matt Harvey and Jacob deGrom. That is Jacob deGrom, a short-haired Jacob deGrom.
New and improved.
Throwing a bullpen. So we'll talk a little bit more about the Mets rotation and their health later on in the show.
Those guys are there early, which is great. That's a great sign for the team.
Yeah.
They're jiving and they're gelling and they're doing all those cool things together and just trying to build the camaraderie so then when they get here back to New York, wherever they may be, they're going to be ready to go for you guys.
Exactly. And the best thing about spring is it's the perfect time to make predictions, Dani.
So
we've been talking about all the different divisions and who we think is going to win and based on what happened last year, what we could see in store for 2018. So today we're going to pick what we think is going to happen for the AL Central. Let's remind everyone what happened last year in case you forgot. Indians followed up that World Series appearance from 2016 with a 102-win season led by that rotation. They easily won the division. Twins came in second. That was good enough for a wild card spot, and that wild card game was started by Irvin Santana, remember? It obviously didn't turn out the way the Twins would have wanted, and then they lost Irvin Santana, who pitched in that game for 10 to 12 weeks for finger surgery this week. So a lot going on in this division. So, Dani, let's go ahead and predict how this division breaks down this season. And I have no reason to doubt that the Indians are going to again take the AL Central. The fact that everyone was worried about this World Series hangover last year, and then they go on a 22-game win streak led by that rotation. They posted a 1.77 ERA during that streak. By the way, they accomplished that streak, in case you forgot, with a lot of their players hurt. Jason Kipnis missed the entire streak, so they're going to have a fully healthy lineup and a 100% fully healthy rotation ready to go, and there's no reason they don't repeat as division champs. So I'm excited to see what this Indians team can do this year.
Listen, I'm looking at my crystal ball and I feel the exact same way. There's no question the Indians take it, but I'm thinking that the Twins are going to go back to the wild card. They've done a lot of great things in this offseason, and I want to just bring attention back to that. Now, that wild card game they played against the Yankees, they didn't stand a chance, to be completely honest. But in this offseason, they fortified their bullpen. Not only did they get Fernando Rodney, Addison Reed, but Zach Duke And Addison Reed, they said they're going to use him in an Andrew Miller type way. So they're trying to do what the Indians have done so successfully and hopefully maybe go on and do better than the Indians have done. But listen, they have Byron Buxton, who we've talked about a lot. Max Kepler out there in the outfield. If Buxton can stay healthy while he's Superman's around, these two guys are going to help lead the way, that youth movement. But then they have Brian Dozier. That guy is consistently a veteran presence coming in clutch. The thing is, Lex, I don't think that they're going to win that wild card game because you and I have talked. I think we're pretty high on the Angels right now. I see the Angels coming in and taking that game, but I do think they'll make it back. So hopefully the Twins can be stronger and better than they were last season.
Dani, I got to disagree with you because although I do think that the Twins are going to come in second in that division because I don't think this is the Royals' year to surpass them, I don't think they're going to make it into that wild card game. I do think it's going to be the Red Sox and the Angels this year. So again, we come to differences here, and we'll have to see how it all shakes out during the season. All right, another team on the cusp of contention in the NL East, and it was just really fun to talk about, is Todd Frazier. Yeah, and the fact that the Mets, introduced him yesterday at this presser, and everyone's really giddy and excited to hear about, Todd Frazier, staying in New York and how much it means to him to be playing, still in his hometown. And he said when people would come to the game, they'd be like, "Hey, man," like the guys from his high school, "Can you hit me a home run today?" He'd be like, "Yeah, I got you, Jason from high school. I'll hit you a home run today. Don't worry about it." So this is Todd Frazier from yesterday's presser.
I can't make this up. My son 2 weeks ago, when I was putting him to bed, I'm like, "God, man, we talk baseball all the time." And he's like, "Daddy, before I go to bed, just so you know, I'm a Mets fan." No, I can't make this up. 2 weeks ago, he said this, and I'm like, "Where is this coming from?" And then we asked him what colors he wants for his birthday party, and he said blue and orange. And I'm like, "Where is this coming from?" I don't know. I just like the Mets. All of a sudden, 2 weeks from now, and I'm a Mets. So I'm like, "Buddy, give me some pick six numbers or something, so we don't have to live in New Jersey anymore." So it is, and he had a good intuition about it, and lo and behold, it came true. And like I said, I'm pretty excited.
And he wasn't the only notable name at the press conference. That's our friend Gary Denier, thumbs down guy. But now we think Lex think he may be the thumbs up guy. He's got to switch the way that he's doing it because he is in fact a Mets fan, and now him and Todd Frazier are clearly best friends forever. What do you think?
Gary Denier is going to be at every single Mets home game, and he's going to be there with the thumbs up and rocking a Frazier jersey. And this whole story just came full circle for Gary Denier. He's honestly the biggest winner out of all of this, I think.
My gosh, my mind is just blown that this has all come together in this way. And I'm just really happy for Gary.
Yeah, we might have to have Gary back on the show and ask him how he feels about all this.
We might have to do that.
All right, sticking with the theme of the Big Apple, the Yankees made a very interesting acquisition this week. And when this came across my phone, I was like, hold on, what just happened?
Did you double take?
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't realize that Russell Wilson was available to be playing baseball, but he had been in the Rockies minor league organization. He played with Texas for a little bit, and then now is traded to the New York Yankees. He said that he always wanted to be a Yankee, and he told his dad that, who passed away in 2010. So pretty cool that he's now finally able to don pinstripes.
And you know who's on board with this? CC Sabathia. Look at this bold tweet. About to win the next World Series and Super Bowl. Smiling, sideways, crying, laughing emoji.
I love that. The best thing is the A's basically answer looking for any excuse to sign Marshawn Lynch, try and get him on their squad. I'd actually like to see that. I'd like to see a lot of football players in baseball, but
yeah. Well, we've had Tim Tebow, so he's taking a crack at it. So
yeah,
we've got him in their corner for that, right?
Yeah. Well, a lot of these guys played football earlier in their playing days when they were tri-sport athletes. Right. So it'll be interesting to see. Russell Wilson down there with the Yanks in spring training.
I'm excited to keep an eye on that. The other thing I'm excited to keep an eye on are the Olympics.
Yes.
So I do have my, where is it? Oops, it's on this side. American flag bow tie on today.
Oh, nice.
You can't really tell, but it's there.
Okay.
And so our question of the day, of course, revolves around the Olympics. So we are asking you guys, what's your favorite event that you're looking forward to seeing, but with a twist? We want to know, could you place some baseball players in that event? Who do you want to see? Who do you want to see skiing or snowboarding or figure skating or playing ice hockey? Any of the great Olympic sports that we have. Which sport do you want to see, and which player do you want to see playing that sport? Go to Facebook. Let us know. We're going to share ours later in the show. We have some really fun stuff for you guys, so let us know. We'll read those soon.
Yeah, we have some Photoshop action, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
Yes.
Thanks, Dani.
Yep.
Our next guest, I think, would probably have a really good answer for this. Richard Justice joins us right now. Richard, so if you had to take a baseball player and put them in an event for the Winter Olympics, who would you like to see competing in what event?
Josh Donaldson. I'd like to see him in the short track skating because I think he's got the athleticism. I think he's got the reactions, and I think he's got the toughness to do it. I've joked with him in the past. I said, you're one of those guys, if you want to play in the NBA, you could probably go and do it. And he goes, Ultimate Fighting Machine, something like that. I think he'd be pretty good in the Winter Olympics, too.
Ooh, that'd be pretty interesting, too, watching him as a fighter. So I love these guys, how they have multiple interests, so that would be a lot of fun. All right, some baseball news, and with the news of Ervin Santana's surgery keeping him out until at least May, Twins have reportedly extended a formal offer to Yu Darvish, joining the Cubs and the Brewers and a couple of other teams. So we're going to play some fill in the blank here, Richard. Blank is the biggest factor in Yu Darvish's decision and where he should pitch in 2018.
Comfort is, and I think that's why in his heart of hearts he wanted to pitch for the Texas Rangers. They just financially, they were not willing to go there. He makes his home in that area. And so I think he's a very smart guy, and I think he's going to have to go and get a feel for all these places. He obviously knows the Dodgers. And I think also, I would say the Yankees and Dodgers are the leaders in his mind. I think he's waiting for both of them to clear some payroll. I don't know if they can do that. My advice to him would be, hey, strongly look at any of these other teams. You're in a great spot in all of them. Milwaukee's going to draw 3 million fans this year. There in this thing, there are no wrong answers. But every situation is a little bit different. So,
Richard, eventually blank will win the Yu Darvish sweepstakes.
Dodgers have been too quiet this offseason. I just think that's where it's going to happen, and I'm not sure how they're going to move Matt Kemp's money to make it happen. But I just think he's going to be back in a Dodgers uniform. But Dodgers, Yankees, Brewers, Twins. It's going to be, despite the slow free agency, it's going to be a great offseason to be Yu Darvish.
Yeah, absolutely. But while we wait for the Yu Darvish sweepstakes to finally settle, a lot of other pitchers are drawing interest, specifically some pitchers drawing trade interest, and one is Rays' Jake Odorizzi, and Odorizzi will be a great fit for blank team, you believe?
He's a great fit for the Brewers, and not just a great fit for the Brewers, it's a great fit for the Rays, too, because now with the addition of 2 outfielders, they have a surplus of young guys to trade a guy like Brett Phillips, somebody like that, and they can make that move and make the Rays happy. The Rays have been pretty much towed the line the whole offseason and saying, we're not trading Archer, we're not trading Odorizzi until we get what we feel is value. I think Milwaukee's now in position to give them that value, and Odorizzi would be a perfect fit.
The fact that he was strong down the stretch last year, I know, will be an important factor. 1.72 ERA in his final 6 starts. So whichever team is able to land him, I know that would be pretty exciting, but would have to figure out a trade if that is to happen. Speaking of pitchers who teams are interested in trading for, Colin McHugh has landed on that list, who the Astros view as maybe their 6th starter, but they also view him as, adding depth to this rotation. So because he's drawing interest from all of these teams, blank would be the best fit for McHugh, you think?
I think the Astros. I'm not sure he's going to be happy at the beginning of the season. Colin McHugh and Brad Peacock are their 6th and 7th starters. And, look, I remember a couple of years ago, the Dodgers had 8 or 9 veteran starters. And every day we asked Don Mattingly the same question. Hey, what are you going to do about all these pitchers? Well, they had 8 starters. They needed 9 in April. You never know. So, A.J. Hinch said yesterday, he said, look, if you can promise me that I'm going to get to the end of spring training with 7 healthy starters, then I'll start to worry about it. Otherwise, I just want to get through. Look, the Astros are not going to repeat without Colin McHugh making a contribution. I think he likes it there. They obviously love him. So it may not start out the way he wants, but all these guys are going to get used at some point. So I would say the Astros remain the best fit for Colin.
All right, some other news we saw in terms of athletes kind of dabbling in other sports. Yankees trade for Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson, which was pretty interesting. And he never wanted to close the door on being a 2-sport athlete. So fans should feel blank about Russell Wilson joining the Yankees for spring training.
They should be excited because, the Yankees are different this year. A new manager, the National League MVP joins, Giancarlo Stanton joins the team. And the reason you bring in a Russell Wilson, and he has played baseball, played 2 years in the Rockies organization, it's the same way the Rangers wanted him in. They wanted a guy like that around their players. The culture changes when you have a guy like that. How he works, what he pays attention to, his sense of humor, all that. You know, Russell Wilson is one of those guys people just like being around. So as Aaron Boone tries to set a tone and all this, and as Greg Bird and Gary Sanchez and CC Sabathia comes back and they all move forward, Russell Wilson's going to play a role in that. You know, it's funny how chemistry works, but he's the ultimate guy in that. They're going to have fun days with him. And in the grind of spring training, that's an important factor.
All right, so we got a follow-up to that. Russell Wilson will hit blank BP home runs with the Yankees, Richard. He might
hit a couple. I mean, he has played. He's a natural. And, you know, throughout the Seahawks complex, there's basketball hoops to play. I think he's gifted enough that he will hit a few, you know. I mean, and won't that be cool? Because the Yankees are going to open the gates an hour early so everybody can see Judge and Stanton hit home runs and Sanchez and Bird. Maybe Russell Wilson hit a couple too. That would be a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Reports say JD Martinez and the Red Sox are at an impasse. Martinez wants more money. He doesn't want to just DH, obviously, and he's willing to hold out for as long as it takes. JD Martinez will play for the Red Sox if blank. If
logic prevails. I mean, look, I understand. You go into this thing, you go into free agency, you have certain expectations. JD's been a free agent for 3 months now. The market has dictated that he's worth 5 years and $125 million. Now, look, if he feels strongly, no, the market is incorrect. There needs to be a market correction on this. Wait, maybe something will happen. Maybe someone will get hurt. Maybe a bolt of lightning will come out of the sky and change the Red Sox offer. But I think the Red Sox feel right now, why extend ourselves? We are bidding against ourselves. And his agent, Scott Boras, has said, hey, there are no hard feelings. This is the best fit for him. And I agree with you. He doesn't want to be an everyday DH. And that's pretty much what you would be in Boston with those three outfielders. But this appears to be the best offer.
Yeah, that could be pretty interesting. But Bob Nightingale is also reporting that the Diamondbacks may jump in on either a short-term or long-term deal for Martinez. JD Martinez will play for the Diamondbacks this season if blank, Richard.
If hell freezes over, or if he is really so angry at the Red Sox that he's saying, I'm going to take less money to play elsewhere. I know Arizona needs him. They need another bat. But their offseason, their payroll has already gone from $92 million to $121 million. You know, maybe they can trade Greinke, who's making $34 million. Tomas is making $13.5 million. I understand Pollock and Corbin and Miller are coming off the books. Tomas has 3 years and $46 million. I cannot see them extending themselves past $121 million as much as they love JD Martinez. I just don't see it happening unless he's so mad that he just says, okay, I'll play for 1 year at $10 million and try again next year. But remember, let's think about what's coming next year in the free agent market. Let's see, Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, Josh. That's going to be quite an interesting market to try to elbow your way into as well.
Richard, I haven't even gotten through this year's class yet. I can't start thinking about next year's yet. All right, former free agent Todd Frazier decides that he is going to play for the Mets for the next 2 seasons, and he's joining an interesting group there that they've brought in this offseason, Jay Bruce, Anthony Swarzak, and if they have a healthy rotation, the Mets will finish blank.
They're going to finish second to the Nationals, and they got a chance to make it competitive. And because there's rebuilding teams behind them, although the Phillies are very close to turning some kind of corner, they're going to get one. They've got a great shot to get one of the National League wild card berths, and that's good for all of us. You know, when Citi Field is full, it's one of the coolest baseball environments there is. So I would say second to the Nationals and a good year.
Yeah, I think honestly it really depends on the health of these guys, and they
Sure.
brought in the bullpen depth which helps a little bit, but they got to keep these guys, on the field. Really, that's what it comes down to. This was interesting news that came across recently, Richard. A separate training camp for unsigned free agents will happen, according to Ken Rosenthal. The union's not sure how many players will attend, but they plan to make a facility available in Florida or Arizona. A separate training camp means blank for the 2018 season.
The baseball is slammed right into the future in the information age. That where baseball is more data-driven than ever. Think of all the ways our lives have changed the last 10 or 20 years in a digital world. And baseball is not immune to that. And free agency was once driven in large part by emotion. Now teams have information, that facts. They're not going to pay huge dollars to 33-year-olds. They're going to force-feed young kids through the system. This is just the next logical step. Last winter, Brewers general manager David Stern said, we have this mountain of information, and it's just the tip of the iceberg. And I'm not sure we all know how to use it just yet. But one of the things that teams have determined is that when you spend big money on a player who's 33, 34, when you go past 3-4 years on a 29 and 30-year-old, it's not going to be a good investment. Now, maybe it fills up the ballpark. You win a World Series the first couple of years, and you're prepared to take those losses or getting less on your investment in the years after that. But for the most part, that's not what we're seeing, and maybe we should have seen it coming.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Richard, Danny and I were talking about how we believe the AL Central was going to finish this season. We believe that it's going to be Indians, Twins, 1-2, but Danny thinks that the Twins finishing second in the division will be good enough for a wild card berth. I think it's going to be Red Sox, Angels. What say you?
I agree with you. Red Sox, Angels. I can't agree with Danny. I just can't. But I would say the team, look, right now, I would say the Angels, the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Mariners are probably better than the Twins. Now, the Twins are not finished. And the key team, the really fascinating team to me is the White Sox. They are loaded with kids, and they have some pretty good starting pitching. So we'll see. It was a great baseball summer in Minnesota last year. Let's see if they can repeat it. But, the game changes, and the Angels and the Red Sox are pretty good right now.
Do you believe the White Sox jump over the Royals in the AL Central?
I do. I believe, we'll see what happens with Hosmer and Moustakas. But when you just invest in young kids and you say, this is the way we're going, they can get better in a hurry. We've seen it. I've seen it right here in Houston. And obviously we saw it with the Cubs. So when you're all in, and don't put a ceiling on kids.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Richard, thanks so much for playing Fill in the Blank. Really appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, the Winter Olympics opening ceremonies are tonight, and Danny, we have been keeping our eye on the coverage throughout the last couple of weeks, and we're really excited. But we wanted to put a baseball spin on it, so we want to pick a couple of baseball players that we feel like could compete in the Winter Olympics. By the way, this is also our question of the day. We're asking everyone who you believe you would want to see in the Winter Olympics who's involved in baseball. So. That's right. Let's go ahead and give our predictions because we also photoshopped these guys in Winter Olympics outfits. So this is going to be really fun. All right,
excited.
So your four-man bobsled team would be who, Danny?
Okay, I have Jose Altuve because he's little and he would fit, so he would be leading the way. I have Craig Kimbrell because he knows how to close and finish off strong. I have Mike Trout because he's obviously Mike Trout, and you need him. And I have D. Gordon because he's speedy. And clearly Mike Trout is always in sports mode. He not only is repping the Angels, you see on his shoulder there, he's got a little Eagles patch. We've got the parade today over there in Philly. So it's a big day in sports. But this is my Olympic four-man bobsled team. And Craig Kimbrell just takes the cake.
I'm surprised Mike Trout isn't just, enveloped in, Eagles feathers for his outfit.
Interesting choice there.
You got to have, a skin-tight uniform in order to be in this bobsled. All right, here's my bobsled team. You got to have two of the strongest guys in baseball, the power guys who are going to be pushing the bobsled to get it all started. That's going to be Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge. Plus, they're going to work together so well this season. Might as well kick it off for the Winter Olympics. And then the two speediest guys, Billy Hamilton and Byron Buxton, racing behind them, hopping in that bobsled to get it down the ice. So this would be really fun to watch. And look at the thumbs up, man. We got it all together there in the Photoshop.
Now they got to do the down, though.
Yeah, now they got to do the down.
Thumbs down.
That's like the,
Okay. You got it.
All right, how about the best curler? So guys who are good at maybe a sweeping tag or kind of a motion that you would use in curling.
Now you take the cake with this. So who I'm choosing is number 2. It's not even close. But I went with Buster Posey because you know what? She got to have soft hands to curl. When you watch those guys, they're pushing and they're moving, and Buster Posey has the soft hands, not only behind the plate when he's tagging guys out, but at first base too when he plays over there. He's getting guys, he's stretching out. Look at this play. Look, soft hands. He catches the ball. He doesn't push too hard. It doesn't fall out. He would be a magnificent curler, in my opinion.
Yes, I think he would be excellent, and he's great there behind the plate. But I feel like he should stay there behind the plate and leave the curling duties to a baseball player by the name of Javier Baez. Because let me tell you something about Javier Baez. This guy doesn't even need to look where he's tagging. He knows that he's got him from the second that the ball enters his glove. Look at this tag during the World Baseball Classic. All he needs to do is stand there at the base, and it is 100% over. No-look tag. Come on, this guy would ace everything that curling has to offer. He would be great with the broom and the specific, getting the rock right where it needs to be there in the bullseye.
Yeah, like I said, definitely number one, Javi Baez, no question.
Yeah, come on. All right, how about speed skating? It's pretty self-explanatory. One of the fastest guys around.
Yes, so I have gone with Mr. Billy Hamilton for the obvious reasons. Check him out.
Yes.
He fits so well in this, what are very tight uniforms. Leotards. No, that's not right. I'm not quite sure what this is, but Billy Hamilton fits in. This guy is faster than fast lightning. He's not Ricky Henderson, but maybe one day he's Ricky Henderson. And for me, I'm putting him number one. You got it. Go, Billy, go.
Yeah, he's got the form there, that's for sure. My guy's pretty much equal to Billy. Oh my gosh, Billy Hamilton. D. Gordon! Look at this. Oh my goodness. He's got the arms, he's got the power. He's got the speed. This guy, you want to talk about lightning on ice? This guy will make that entire place freeze over with his speed. So it's so incredible to watch these guys transform magically before our eyes into Winter Olympians.
It's great.
All right, two of the wildest sports, luge and skeleton. Basically, one's head first and one's feet first.
Right, either way.
Yeah, either way, you're just going basically like a human cannonball, you know, barreling down this ice luge.
You gotta be a little nuts.
Yes,
a little
definitely.
crazy.
That's why I feel like Hunter Pence would be good for this, because he is a little out there.
Hunter Pence.
But he's got to take care of his barista.
That's right. He's got a lot of extracurriculars going on, but I'm hoping that he could take time to...
Oh, Hunter Pence is your guy.
Hunter Pence is my guy.
I didn't even know. Honestly, I had no idea.
Hunter Pence is my guy. He's a little crazy.
Yeah, he's a little crazy.
He does some outlandish things. He's busy, but he's not too busy to compete in this event and dominate, because if you're asking someone to go head first when it's icy and slippery involved, Hunter Pence is the guy. He's raising his hand first.
Yeah, for sure. He'll do it with a little sippy cup of coffee on his pinky.
Balancing it while it's going down.
While he's sliding down as fast as he can. I'm going with a guy who we saw pull off one of the most amazing slides last year. That's Chris Coughlin.
Yep.
This guy, you want to talk about going headfirst down a luge? He's got the form already. He basically goes headfirst into home plate, so why not just throw a little frozen water on the base paths?
Sure.
And he basically is already in the sport of skeleton and luge. So this is pretty incredible. Chris Coughlin flying over Yachty there. Yes! What is this? This is the best thing I've ever seen. This is his outfit. And that is his little sled there.
His little sled.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, the amount of there's so little equipment that goes along with this.
Right.
You basically put a helmet on and just cross.
I'd
cross
put all
yourself and
the
hope you're gonna
elbow,
be okay.
the knee pads, the shin pads, face pads, all the pads you could put on your body, I would be putting on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, face pads.
Yeah, iPads, anything to not break me, please.
iPads.
Yeah.
All right, sticking with the Olympic talk, we're asking people basically who they want to see all dressed up in Photoshop there.
That's right. So if you guys could put a baseball player in an Olympic sport, who do you want to see and what are they doing? So we have Nick who said Jose Altuve playing hockey would be lit.
Ooh, that would be good.
You like that?
Be fast, speed skater all over there on the ice.
Low gravity.
Uh-huh.
Josiah said Jose Bautista versus Bryce Harper in curling.
Oh, man.
What do you think about that?
As long as Hunter Strickland's not involved, I'm totally fine with that.
You okay with that?
Yeah,
I like that. Greaves, another Bryce Harper curling. And then...
Why is everyone down? Oh, maybe because one of the curling guys has a giant beard. Maybe that has something to do with it.
That caught his eyes.
Yeah.
But then Greaves wants him to flip his broom like a bat.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, I love that.
Now we're getting a little creative.
All
I
right.
don't know if you're allowed to do that in the sport, but if Bryce Harper's participating, it's definitely allowed.
Dude, could you imagine? I think we should start campaigning for that, actually. We're We're going to talk later.
Okay.
Marco, Didi Gregorius snowboarding. I could see that. He may be a little tall. I feel like you still have to be a little bit on the shorter side to do that well. It's really hard to do.
Well, and I feel like this guy is a master of a lot of different trades. So
like
he could pull
emojis.
off snowboarding pretty much. Yeah, and he would have the snowboarding emoji. He's already got that locked down.
You're going to love this next one. Glenn, Bartolo Colon for luge.
Yeah. He's
Big
got the
sexy.
weight to pull him down. The gravity would just send that guy as fast as they possibly could.
Justin.
Oh, and yes, he would look very sexy in that
He would
outfit.
be sexy. Jose Altuve in slopestyle snowboarding. Lance said Mike Trout bobsled. And Matthew, Brandon Crawford and Joe Panic in doubles figure skating. How about that?
Okay.
Could see it, right?
Yeah, lifting each other up.
I think Brandon's lifting Joe.
Yeah.
Right?
I like Eli Manning and Odell Beckham. Okay.
Yeah. And we also had Aaron Judge for curling as well. So the big guys, you got to have the soft hands.
You gotta have the soft touch, right? It's all about the touch for sure for
Yes.
curling, and then being able to, broom the ice as fast as you can.
Yes, exactly.
Sweep. I don't know.
Sweep. Either way. Listen, Olympics, we got a lot of things going on. Olympics, but Lex, I know you and I are both so excited about spring training.
Yes.
It's here, and so is our friend Matt Carpenter. He is extra excited. He tweeted out this morning, I wanted to share, waking up to Florida weather does something to your mood. I think I completely agree. I'm imagining being in Florida right now, and I feel warmer and happier and just feel sunny. Lex?
Oh my goodness. I am so jealous of everyone who's down at spring training right now. It was snowing yesterday and then rained on top of the snow here in New York.
It was gross.
It was disgusting.
Terrible.
It was sleeting and all of that. So what I would pay for some Florida weather right now. Our final story comes to us from the beautiful spring training camp. And it was so awesome to see Jesse Sanchez, who was hanging out down there. And listen, I'm a fan, if you follow the show, of bringing your gloves to the game.
Yes.
Jesse took this to a whole new level. Jesse is my #1 super fan. He did this. Right, went above and beyond, and brought his glove to the game. Look at this giant glove he's carrying around with him.
We need to get the details of this glove. Like, where did it come from? Can you actually wear it? What are the actual dimensions of it? Jesse, if you're watching, can you let us know the answer to these questions?
Also, can you catch a baseball with that glove, or is it just to hold all the other swag that you get when you're down there?
Maybe that glove is for the racing presidents because they have such big heads and bodies. Maybe that glove is for them. I just thought about that.
That's actually a great idea.
Could work.
We'll
right?
ask him. Yeah, our MLB.com national reporter, Jesse Sanchez. Thanks for that photo, that image.
He's doing the hard work down there.
That's right. He's doing it all. All right, thanks, Danny. Appreciate it.
Good. See you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. And we will see you soon. Thank you so much for joining us today. Big thanks to Richard Justice for filling in some of our blanks as we continue here in this offseason. But spring training is right around the corner. I promise baseball is coming up so soon. And we're going to talk all about it tomorrow and next week as well. So make sure you join us 12:25 live tomorrow. See y'all there here on MLB.com.